Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer. This time between the Parish Brewing Company, and they are out of Broussard, Louisiana, and the Tripping Animals Brewing Company, and they are out of Durrell, Florida, and this is their Animals in the Machine. So this is a double dry hopped double IPA that comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review, and this can is approximately 3.5 weeks old. And I picked this one up at Halftime Beverage via halftimebeverage.com. So in the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that I picked up from them. I bought 20 beers in total, and the coolest thing of the entire order was the fact that I learned that Halftime Beverage gets distro of Parish here in New York State. Now I'm in Buffalo, New York. Never seen Parish locally outside of like collabs with like Other Half, for example. So the fact that they do get them closer to New York City, pretty cool. I'll probably place another order at Halftime Beverage when I see Parish again down the line. So I picked up 2 beers from them, this and their Cane Break, which is their Louisiana wheat ale, which is basically wheat ale with sugar cane. Can't wait to get into that one, but I want to review this one because it's quite fresh. And yeah, collab with Tripping Animals. Now, they say in the kettle, they are using Citra Incognito, and this is double dry hopped with Citra Cryo. And this was also brewed once before, but it was brewed at the Tripping Animals Brewery and not Parish. This one is brewed at Parish. So we'll see how this one is. Again, 3.5 weeks old. Now, the only problem with Halftime Beverage, it's not even a problem with them, but just, you know, anytime you get beer mails or, you know, place orders from like beer, you know, online beer websites and whatnot, is you don't know how the beers are handled along the way. Shipping services, they can warm up. Luckily, when I placed the order, it wasn't that hot in New York State, so we should be okay with that, but you never do know. So I just thought I'd mention it. So let's give it a pour here. Something like that. We will throw this over here. I love this label too. I love the colors, just like the pinkish and purple, and then the logo with the hops, and it's just, it looks beautiful. Anyway, look at that beer. That looks beautiful. Has that beautiful hazy burnt orange color. Not quite super milky, but this is a nice look to a New England / hazy double IPA. 2 fingers of this infinitely creamy, bright white colored head. It just looks like a milkshake like head, like it just, or like a whipped cream head, I should say, like if you have on a milkshake or like a smoothie or something. Looks fantastic. Murky and turbid, can't see my hand through. You might have a little bit of a darker shadow. Hold it up to light, you can't see through that. As far as a hazy goes, that's tough to beat, appearance-wise. Let's get a nose. Oh, okay. Straight up OJ vibes right off the rip. Now, I don't know about you guys with Citra, right? When you think about Citra hops, and Citra hops been around for what, like 15 years now? It's been quite a while. Citra, to me, produces typically 2 different characteristics for me. Citrus, mostly orange. Then on top of that, I get stone fruits, and it can be different. Sometimes it can be mango, sometimes peach, sometimes apricot, but mostly mango. That's exactly what I'm getting here. I'm getting a freshly squeezed orange juice with like an over-ripened mango. Oh, it smells fucking lovely. It's juicy, it's sweet, it's fruity. There is a nice, like, almost like dank resinous kind of nose. Like a little bit of weed, but more of like a tomato stalk, or like you're walking through a garden kind of greenness. Doesn't smell like hot burn, it just smells green. Oh, that smells awesome. I'll tell you what, it's very simplistic for a double dry hopped 8% double IPA. Orange, juicy, just like, again, freshly squeezed orange juice, over-ripened mango, a little bit of that resinous dankness. Smells awesome. Yeah, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Tasty, super tasty. This is a scary drinkable 8% double IPA. That first sip is exactly what the nose indicated, but it's like you took the orange and mango and made a sorbet out of it. It has a little bit of like this creamy sweetness. I don't think they use lactose in here. I don't think anywhere in the can it says lactose, because it doesn't have like the vanilla kind of characteristic I would get with lactose. It just has a sweeter kind of slightly malty kind of vibe, but again, it's amping up that orange and mango character. Buying this higher side of medium, not like, you know, over the top, but I think it's perfect for 8%. The mouthfeel is fucking super. It's soft, it's smooth, it's creamy. Mild to moderately carbonated, but it has a softness to it. Very smooth on the palate and quite creamy, which is why I'm going back to the sorbet. It kind of has that, just a creaminess you get, or even like a sherbet, right? But I don't think there's lactose in here. I'm not tasting any vanilla. So that's why I'm going more with sorbet than anything else. The taste is so simplistic, but delicious. Forefront, excuse me, a little bit, and this is weird out of 8%, a little bit of like a biscuity, bready kind of malt character. Very minute, very small, hits me, dives underneath palate, with me the entire way, doesn't step in the way, not super noticeable, propping up all that hop goodness. And then just two things are happening through the first 75% of the palate. Juicy orange, freshly squeezed orange juice with a little bit of pulp in there. And then on top of that, just over-ripened mango. A little bit of like a peppery mango skin, but like I would say, again, orange or mango sorbet from front to like almost to the finish. However, the finish, get hit with that dank, slightly weed, slightly tomato stalky garden kind of green freshness. Very mildly bitter, but it's quite dry. It's firmly dry, I'd say. This definitely leans sweet, like 60-40 sweetness to dryness, but I'm kind of expecting that. Double dry hop, double IPA. Nowadays, when you're talking about hazies, it's kind of to be expected, and I'm not disappointed whatsoever. You know, I'm not going to sit here and session this anyway, so if it's a little bit sweeter, I'm okay. The problem I have with double IPAs and triple IPAs that are hazies or New England styles are when they're really sweet, and I get like halfway through the can, I'm like, oh, fucking, I'm done there. That's where it kind of freaks me out, and it's like, oh, that's kind of, you know, it's a negative. It's not a negative here. This is a little bit of sweet, a little bit sweet in comparison to some. Yeah, 8%, you can't fucking tell. Like if I was drinking this blind, one thing would maybe make me guess in the 7.5% to 8% range, and that's the body. But because it's lighter on the flavors, not overly complex, it tastes a little bit of malt, I would guess 7 or less, like 6.5, 7. So I think this drink's smaller than it is, which is scary. So if you're one of those folks that wants a 5% beer to taste like an 8% beer, then you'd probably be like, well, I could just, you know, buy a lower ABV beer and not have to worry about it. But if you're somebody who loves bigger beers, double IPAs, triple IPAs that hide the alcohol, and you can't really taste anything, you know, in the realm of the ABV, then this would be for you. I'm going to pour the rest in here and just see if there's any goodies at the bottom. I'm not going to go crazy high in a score here, but fuck me if this isn't really tasty. Good collaboration. I think the one thing working against it is, again, it's 8% double dry hop, double IPA, and it tastes like a 6.5, 7%. But there are a lot of good things about this. There are a lot of pros to this one and only a few cons. So let me take one more sip and we'll lock in a rating. Not the best Parish beer I've ever had, and I haven't had a lot. However, this is really tasty. So Parish and Tripping Animals, they're animals in the machine. I'm gonna go high 4.2, I'm gonna go 4.35. This is really nice. I'm super happy I picked this one up. And I wish I would have been able to try maybe the Tripping Animals release just to see how it differs, but this is just fucking good. This is good. And sometimes you don't want, at least I don't, sometimes I don't want a double IPA that fucking gives me 37 different characteristics and super complex. And sometimes I just want like a drinking double IPA, and that's kind of what this is. Simplistic in how complex it is, but still has a beautiful body and mouthfeel, hides the alcohol, just a beautiful drinking double IPA. And I know, again, that sounds really fucking dumb, but that's my channel in a nutshell. So welcome to the Beer Patrol, baby. Price point availability. I don't know what this was at the brewery. I would guess $20 to $24 a 4-pack, somewhere in that realm. Might be a little bit cheaper. I don't know. If anybody bought this from Parish or got this at Parish or close to the brewery, let me know what you paid for it. Now, I bought it at the aforementioned Halftime Beverage. It was $7.99 a can. $8 a can. Would I rebuy that again at $8 a can? I might. It all depends on my situation, the mood. I would prefer to see this here in New York State to be 7 or less a can, typically in the 6 to 6.5 range. But I'm not disappointed to pay $7.99 to try this at all. It's a fucking tasty beer. I give it a 4.35, and it's just really good. So again, I don't know what it is at the brewery and surrounding area where Parish gets distro, Louisiana or maybe some of the southern states, but Definitely more expensive here. We're in New York. It is what it is. Availability, no idea. I know that Halftime Beverage gets Parish. I'm sure Parish gets some distro outside of Louisiana, but I really don't know because we don't get them here in Buffalo, so I can't speak to that. So if you're outside of Louisiana and you've seen this one, let me know, what you paid for it and what you thought about it in the comment section. That's why I love reviewing these beers and being a beer tuber. I love the back and forth. I'm sure some of you out there have had this one, so please post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Again, not my favorite Parish beer, not my favorite collab or anything, but a damn nice beer. And I do enjoy the simplicity of this one because sometimes that's all you want. Sometimes that's all I want out of a double IPA is a simplistic, easy drinking double IPA that I can just drink and forget about. And that's kind of what this is. Freshly squeezed orange juice, mango sorbet, a little bit of dank, like green kind of garden-esque feel to it. Pretty well balanced, delicious. 8%, like I said, can't even tell. Yeah. So again, comment section if you've had this one before. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.